Hi, I'm Greg Kidd, co-founder at Hard Yakka, recent acquirer of an 80% stake in Tulsa-based Vast Bank, and running for Congress in Nevada's 2nd District. Well, I had a Forrest Gump journey. I got off the corporate ladder, left to work as a bike messenger at a 10-person bike messenger firm. But they had an interesting idea, which is the messengers would decide who did what rather than the dispatcher. So instead of it being top down, it was bottom up. We took that concept, turned it to software, it spread throughout the world, became the world's largest on-demand dispatch organization, and went public as a NASDAQ company. A young kid named Jack Dorsey was very curious about dispatch as well, whether ants were being dispatched to go raid a picnic basket. He hacked into our system to show where it was weak, couldn't help but to hire the guy, and we learned, the lessons we learned about text messaging and payments became Twitter and Square. That happened in parallel with me spending some time back in school in public policy at the Kennedy School and taking a gig at the Federal Reserve in Washington, D.C., because I was always fascinated about how bad payments worked in the United States. So I figured I better go to the belly of the beast, the Death Star, the Federal Reserve, and I did that as the day job. Night job was making sure there was milk in the fridge for Twitter. I'm not a founder of Twitter. I don't take any credit for that, but I was around, put some money in, helped out on a few issues, and gained the mixed DNA of being in the system, the Fed, regulators, Washington, D.C., and in Silicon Valley. My Wall Street days were behind me with taking the company public, and so when crypto came along in the wake of the financial crisis, it was a perfect alignment of planets. And so at a poker game, when I found out about this thing called Ripple, which was the first company in crypto, because there was no company for Bitcoin, I was like, well, heck, I guess I better go work there. What was my job? Chief Risk Officer. And they asked, why do we need a Chief Risk Officer? And I said, well, maybe there's some risk here. And I was lucky enough to get that job to be that 10th person. And so I've had a bird's eye seat for like the start of Coinbase, where I put first money in, or Robinhood, or Solana. All these things just happen. I just happen to be like Woody Allen, 90% is just showing up. Or Forrest Gump, lucky enough to be at the right lunch when somebody explained such and such and took the Benny Hill approach. Well, I'd buy that for $1, which means why wouldn't I invest? It seems like a risk to not invest. When somebody explains what Filecoin is and distributed file storage and what proof of stake is, I'm like, proof of stake. Maybe that could be something, just like proof of work or proof of history for Solana. And so when you're in that situation and you're meeting the young people that have not just ideas, but insights, fundamental basic insights. What's an insight? An insight is like, oh, computers could be for people rather than businesses. That's Steve Jobs. Or Bill Gates. Oh, there could be an operating system that works across different hardware platforms. DOS. You want to be around people that are having those eureka moments. I'm not one of those people. I'm just like the guy that puts milk in the fridge. And so I've been very fortunate, just like Forrest Gump, to be around those situations. And we're having another one of those right now. There's a next generation crop of people coming up to build a different, better world than the one I lived in.